makilala natin ang direktor ng Lumpia. Yan ang film na ipinakita natin kanina. Kasama natin dito sa Kababayan Today, si Patricio Ginelsa. Hi, Patricio!
Hello, Giselle. How you doing?
Kamusta?
I'm okay. It's hot here in LA.
Yes, but not as hot as it is in Manila or in the Philippines.
Yeah, I know. I'm spoiled. I remember I'm from San Francisco, from the fog. So, coming here, it's gotta get used to it.
Yeah, so tell me about growing up in San Francisco. How was that like being Filipino? Because I know there are lots of Filipinos in San Francisco.
I think I grew up spoiled. I grew up with so many people of color, Mexican, Samoan, Polynesian, Filipino.
Okay.
Our mayor was Filipino. So, it's not until I went to USC down here in Los Angeles that I got the culture shock. Like, whoa,
whoa,
like this
people
looks like
aren't all brown.
Yeah, wow, there's Greek fraternities like in the movies. So that was my culture shock. And it made me appreciate more of my upbringing. Growing up in Daly City. So.
Okay, so you majored in
film production.
Film production
yes.
at USC.
Yes.
How was it like telling your parents you wanted to be a filmmaker?
I started making movies since I was 12. Mm-hmm. So my parents always thought it'd be a hobby that I just, stopped doing as I got older. And then I basically in high school, my counselor said, "Hey, what do you want to do when I grow up?" "I want to make movies." And so I made USC my dream school. And fortunately, of course, my mom wanted me to be a doctor, an engineer, but as soon as
that's no surprise, right?
I know. As soon as she saw how passionate I was with it, she became really my biggest ally in this. And so, to this day, the reason where I am at today, it's really all due to her. And my mom has been there from day one. So it's cool. So,
very supportive.
Very
si Mommy.
My whole family is supportive. They're still supportive even today. So.
Yeah. So talk to me about the challenges of being a filmmaker, especially a Filipino-American filmmaker.
The opportunities, you definitely have to make your opportunities. I think because especially the movies that I want to do, and I made it my mission very early on that I wanted to tell stories about my community. And it wasn't until I worked on the debut as one of the producers for Jeans and John's film that I realized how difficult it was. It took them 10 years just to get that film off the ground. I don't think people understand the business behind the filmmaking. Mm-hmm. So I learned pretty on that you have to do it your own. The independent route was always something that I was going to take. Fortunately, I was able to do music videos and
yes, talk to us about the music videos. The most popular, obviously, yung kay Apple the App na Bebot. Si Patricio po ang nag-direct noon.
Yeah, no, so yeah, the Bebot, and then before that, the Apple song. They definitely give me my first big credit as a director, and it was because of that I was able to, meet a lot of people, musicians, mm-hmm. people in the community, and it made me more, it solidified exactly the kind of movies and kind of stuff that I want to do.
Right.
Of course, I can't do music videos and commercials all along, and so that's why I wanted to go back into the films and movies. And if it's going to take me 10 years to make a feature like I learned from the debut, I got to start now.
Right, you got to start now. So let's talk about why do you think, because it's a very different generation now, mm-hmm. with the millennials and our generation, and of course, the older generation that's watching, we're very passionate about being able to tell our stories and share our film experience, especially you as a filmmaker. But now with the YouTube generation, why do you think that that's somehow fading?
I think the representation is still there. I think because there's now YouTube and TV and reality TV shows that make it more possible for people like us to be on screen. I think people are used to it. But I think, though, even with all those toys and all those different platforms, you still need stories about us. I don't think people realize that about our history because while you can definitely just shoot yourself through an iPhone and upload it on the computer screen, I think people will, especially millennials, I think there is still a need for that representation in terms of telling our stories as a community. Mm-hmm. I think people like to think that we're all colorblind now, and even now that we have, a black president. But I think historically, there's still stories that people don't even know about, like how did our parents or grandparents came here, mm-hmm. or even like I did with the Apple song, talking about the Filipino-American veterans.
Yes.
Even with Beba, we talked about the 1930s, how people worked in asparagus fields, and so I always try to that history is always something that I feel that if we don't incorporate in our own artwork, then that's lost forever because media will definitely, the only reason why you know about the history of music or any other movies is because they talk about it.
Right.
But we need people and artists out there to talk about our history.
Yes.
YouTube is a venue that, but I don't think it's a limited. It has a limited audience.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. But here on Kababayan Today, alam namin maraming nanunood. That's why we were able to show you Lumpia, which was the first installment of Patricio's work. They're working on Lumpia 2. Pagbalik natin, kakausapin natin yung kanyang partner in crime na si AJ Calomay. Huwag po kayong aalis. Dito lang po yan sa Kababayan Today.